Hey guys, how's it going? So this is going to be me solving the first 10 uh, problems of the digital SAT math. So with that said, let's get started. First one says 470, 10% of 470, right? And so you take the 470 and you multiply by 10%. 10% written in decimal is 0.1. And you do the math, you're supposed to get 47. So the answer should be B for this one. Number two says which equation has the same solution as the given equation. So we may have to simplify this a bit. When this is rewritten, you got 4x plus 6. All that is equal to 18. So let's simplify this a bit and see what we get. So we can subtract 6 from both sides of the equal sign. And we get 4x. 4x is equal to 12. So we can check now to see if this is one of the answer choices, and we have C for that. So we can keep on moving. Number three says the total cost in dollars to rent a surfboard consists of a $25 service fee and a $10 per hour rental fee. A person rents a surfboard for 2 hours and intends to spend a maximum of $75 to rent a surfboard. Which inequality represents this situation? So it looks like the $25 fee would be kind of like the flat fee, right? So whether you rent a surfboard for 5 hours, for 1 hour, for however many hours, that's just going to be the flat rate. So we can put that down as 25. So that's not going to change much. That's just going to be just for renting a surfboard. And then there's the $10 fee per hour, right? So we can put the $10 and then we can multiply that by t, right, for however many hours you rent the surfboard. And then it says that the person rents the surfboard for 2 hours and intends to spend a maximum of $75 to rent a surfboard. So $75 is the absolute max, right? So we can't go above $75, and so the equation has to be less than or equal to $75. So the inequality will look something like this, where you have the $25 flat fee plus the $10 an hour um, fee, and then we can't go past 75. So I'm looking at the answer options. It looks like D would be the correct option here. So number four says the function g is defined by g of x is equal to x squared plus 9, for which value of x is g of x 25. Well, we could just rewrite this as x squared plus 9 and then set it equal to what? 25, right? Because 25 is what g of x is for the given problem. So we set it up this way. We can subtract 9 from both sides of the equation. It'll look something like this, or both sides of the equal sign. And we would get x squared is equal to 16. And then to get x by itself, we can just square root both sides of the equal sign, and we'll get x by itself. And in this case, x should equal to 4. So A should be correct answer for that one. And then number 5 says each face of a fair 14-sided die is labeled with a number from 1 through 14, with a different number appearing on each face. If the die is rolled one time, what is the probability of rolling a 2, right? I mean, we have numbers going all the way from 1, 2, 3, all the way to 14, right? Just like you would have in a regular die, but the regular die goes from 1 through 6. And so each number option here from the 1 through 14 is going to have equal probability of happening whenever you roll the die. And so in this case, we'll have 14 sides, and it's asking us If the die is rolled one time, what is the probability of rolling it two? That probability should be 1 over 14, right? Because we have 14 sides. Any of those 14 sides could appear. And so any number has a probability of 114 or 1 over 14 for appearance. So if we're looking at 2, 2 would be no different. 2 would also have 1 over 14 chance of happening. So A should be the correct answer for that one. And number 6 says a printer produces posters at a constant rate of 42. So let me begin writing stuff down. 42 posters per minute, right? So I'll write that one down here. Per minute. At what rate in posters per hour does the printer produces the posters? So we got 1 minute. If we want to know how many it prints an hour, we just take the 42 and multiply by the 60 minutes that we know to be in 1 hour, right? So we can take this, multiply by 60, and we should get 2,000. Give me a second. 42 times 60 should be 2,520. So this should be the correct answer for this one. This one right here. Number 7 says the function f is defined by the equation f of x is equal to 7x plus 2. What is the value of f of x when x is equal to 4? So we can just rewrite this whole thing, but plugging in 4 for x, and so we can just plug 4 in here. Is equal to 7 times 4 plus 2, right? So we have it this way. 7 times 4 should be 28 plus 2. And I know this 2 for some reason looks like a 1. Let me rewrite that. All right, so when you do that, you should have 30. All right, 28 plus 2 should be 30. So that should be your answer for this one, number 7. Number 8 says a teacher is creating an assignment worth 70 points. The assignment will consist of questions worth 1 point and questions worth 3 points. Which equation represents this situation where x represents the number of 1 point questions and y represents the number of 3 point questions? So looking at these equations, the one that makes the most sense based on what we just read about this should be D. Right? It says x represents the 1.1s and then 3 represents the y. So y represents the number of points, 3 points questions. So D makes the most sense for that one. Number 9 says a right triangle LMN and PQR are similar where L and M corresponds to P and Q respectively. Angle M has a measure of 53 degrees. What is the measure of angle Q? So we could do a model, right? And perhaps we can name this, say, L, M, and N. And then likewise, we could do the same for this one where we can say this is P, this is Q, and this is R, right? And so if they ask us if angle M has a measure of 53, we can assume that this angle here is what they mean, right? So we can put the 53 here, 53 degrees. And then they're asking, what is the measure of Q? Well, they did mention that it was similar, right? So this should be 53 as well, if it is similar or if it's similar. So this should be B. And then finally, number 10, this example at least was supposed to do 10 questions. And so number 10 says the solution to the given system of equations is xy. What is the value of x. So we have a situation here where, I mean, we're given two equations and we're supposed to solve for x. Well, luckily we have y. Y is equal to negative 3x. So we could just take this negative 3x and plug it in for this y here and see what we get, right? So we can rewrite this as 4x. And then it should be minus 3x because the y is equal to negative 3x. So minus 3x should be equal to 15. And then we simplify from there, right? I mean, these are like terms, and so we can do the subtraction. And 4x minus 3x should be x. So we're left with x is equal to 15. So the answer should be C. So these are the first 10 problems of the digital SAT math section. And we'll continue next time we pick up. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do make sure to subscribe. There's going to be a great deal more content coming. And if you have any questions or have any suggestions, do make sure to leave your comments in the comment section, and be on the lookout for my next video. Thank you.